I
I mean,
want
like
that.
even me, I did therapy for like a few months just to like I was during it was during a period of my life I was like
Okay.
I ain't doing too hot. Let me and my friends were helping me out. They're like, oh, we'll help you, sign up and like because the first step of getting help is like accepting you need help and like so I had a lot of help with some friends. They're like, yeah, we'll help you get the first appointment started to get a therapist. And I was like, hey, that'll help me a lot. Um, I was just feeling guilty about some stuff and like I was just
Yeah.
like dwelling on a lot of stuff that were out of my control and it
Mhm.
was just bringing me down. And I was just in a bad place. And this was like 2022.
Okay.
Yeah, later
Recent.
half. Yeah, a little pretty recent. And I was like, I'll sign up for therapy. Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah.
And it's different. It was a lot more different than I expected. It wasn't like, these mind-boggling questions of, what's wrong with you or whatever. It
The
was
whole
pretty much
stigma
like,
behind therapy. Yeah.
yeah. And it was just pretty much like talking about what has been going on, like what do you feel? And it was just like techniques and things to do to like if you're feeling a certain way, what to do or how to recognize it and to give yourself grace. Like I was feeling pretty bad about like, oh, there's this one situation with somebody, and I feel really bad about it. Like it makes me feel anxious and type and just like
Yeah.
it's like I don't know what to do. And they're like, well, if you're like missing somebody or like whatever, like allow yourself to like make that okay. Like it's okay that you miss someone or something.
Mhm.
Like it's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. And I'm like, you know what? That's good. And like I would start doing like, okay, hey, like I feel this way because of this. It's okay. It'll pass through and like it'll be better. And like with that over time, like it genuinely helped. Like even just in other situations where
Yeah.
like I'm like I feel crap. Why do I feel like crap? Oh, it's because of this. Okay, I feel that's okay. I know what's the problem. Let me
Right.
like sit with it for right now, and then it'll pass by or like I know why I feel that way. So like stuff like that's been a really big thing for me, especially like in a time where I'm super busy. I have a lot of crap going on, a lot of expectations, a lot of whatever. So
Yeah.
being able to have those tools, techniques, and stuff has really helped me like grow. I've been able to grow a lot, but I still need to work on stuff. Still need to work on stuff.
Always room for growth, man. Always. And what stuck out to me when you said that, bro, and you know, I appreciate the vulnerability with you saying that you went to therapy. Like that, a lot of people don't, they still feel shameful about that. But what stuck out to me was the allowing part. Like that's what I had to go through too with myself. I know I didn't go to therapy, but I kind of went through therapy with myself where I had to allow myself to feel what I needed to feel. I am allowed to feel this way. I am
Mhm.
allowed to eat. I am allowed to breathe. I am allowed to be me. I had to allow myself and remind myself of that and just be more self-aware with how I feel and my emotions and everything. And that it's okay to feel that way. It's okay to think like that, It doesn't necessarily mean that's true. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's the same way everyone else feels about you. It's
Mhm.
all in our head and it continues to replay like I might have a great week and then the next 2 days out of the 7 days it's terrible, but
Yep.
I'm okay. You're okay, bro. Like everything's okay. Like you are allowed. I am.
I literally say like even now, like when something bad, quote unquote bad happens, I'm like, I've been through something way worse. I'm like,
Right.
and back then I would write stuff down of like what was happening and stuff. And I recently I looked at I guess it's journaling, whatever, but I had a little book and I wrote what was happening during
Yeah.
that time and those days. And I was reading it, I'm like, oh my God, like, I went through the ringer, man. It was crazy. I was like,
Yeah,
dang,
bro. Yeah.
this was 2 years ago. I mean, like the last time we did
I can say
this.
that too. 2 years ago, I was
2 years
journaling too.
I was going through it and like I read it back. I'm like, oh my God, I feel bad for like old me. I say that now. It's like I feel bad for that version of me because what they were going through shouldn't have happened to them. But like where I'm at now, like I've gone through it, I've gone past it. I feel
Yeah.
better and I've learned from those things. But it's just like I almost cried. I was like, oh my God, this man,
Yeah.
I feel so sorry for old me. They were just
Yeah,
trying to
man.
do the best. They're trying to be loved, man.
Yeah,
And it's
that's all
like,
you can do is try your best and do your best. And I, it takes a real one to really go down that path and be like, you know what? I've been putting it off. I know I need help. I know I need to do this. and now's the time. Because if I wait till I'm 30, 40, and I'm still struggling to get past these things and never do, how will I be
Mhm.
able to live life and function? So yeah, man, I went full shoebox full of
Yeah.
journal papers, and I sometimes read it sometimes to remind myself of how far I've come, and be like, wow, I wrote that. I was going through that.
I kind of cringe a little. I'm like, dang, I wrote that. What the?
I
I was
cringe.
down bad, man.
Yeah, very
Uh,
damn bad. But hey, man, it's better living, man. Better fucking living, y'all.
yep.
Like, who gives a fuck? If y'all struggling out there, get the help. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let nobody tell you no different. Like, you need help, get help. Like, it's always there and ready to go. And I know some people financially might not be able to get the provider, whatever the insurance and whatnot. I get all that, but it's out there. It's free, especially for college students. I've heard.
It's it's not the best. It's not the best because I think at the school it's like people studying to become those, so they're
Yeah.
learning while they're helping people.
Hmm.
Um, I paid for my therapist, but the problem I had insurance, but like the my therapist had just gotten into network apparently, so like they just started getting like Blue Cross Blue Shield. I was like, oh,
Okay.
I got that. It'll be fine. Like by the time I started, that's when she like just got approved or whatever. Um, and then like I do a good amount of sessions, and then at some point they were like, it's like, yeah, actually your insurance doesn't cover this, and I was paying the rate of like the insured rate, so I was paying
Oh
like
hell.
uh $50 maybe. I was paying
Okay.
maybe 50 to almost close to $100 a session.
Yeah.
But like she was like, yeah, I'm sorry, like we your insurance doesn't cover this, and I was charging you the insured rate because I thought it would be like in your network and it wasn't. I was like,
Uh-huh.
mm. So I had to pay back the rest, and like it's after that, it's like it's too expensive. So I
Yeah.
eventually stopped going. I haven't been in a while, but like it's you can if you can schedule therapy, it's really helpful.
And it's a
Even if
good
I
navigator
mhm.
on how to approach it. Even though you had to leave it, I'm sure it gave you a good navigation
Oh,
and
100%, 100%. I just like even things just brand new stuff happening where it's problems in my life. I can be more aware and just more prepared myself, like mentally or emotionally for things that are either not they don't feel safe to me.
yeah.
So like I'm more prepared and I can handle stuff now. But if for people who I mean I recommend it. I know some people have bad experiences why they stop doing it, but if you just gotta
And what?
you
Oh,
just
I'm
gotta
sorry.
find the right you just gotta find the right person. Even if it takes a few tries, like it's really I
Yeah.
recommend it heavily.
That going down that hole is very much a trial and error thing. Not even just navigating through therapy, but therapy of self with yourself and everything. Like it's hard to navigate, but once you kind of just start, like you start to feel good about the process and everything and appreciate that process a lot more. And in the future self will thank you. You would thank yourself in the future. Like you just be much more happier to even try and navigate that. But I think the difficult part about, in my opinion, and from my point of view, with therapy is me being black. Like I can't just go to a white therapist. I can't just
Mm.
because it's the
It's
like
hard
how
to
could
you
they,
gotta find someone to relate to you.
yeah, how could they relate to such issues, like even with a black woman trying to go to therapy and she's got a white woman, like how could she know, how could she even
Hmm.
fathom what it is to be like me, you know what I'm saying? So but yeah, like you said, just trial and error and just finding someone that's right for you. And then once you do, I can only imagine starting that process, getting those tears out, all
It's
that. It gets ugly, but
it gets
it
ugly. It was bad, like not bad, but I would like do it in my car. Like at the time I didn't live in Greensboro. I live in Greensboro now. But at the time,
yeah.
like I would do it in my car in the parking lot just because that was the only place I the idea of like speaking about stuff specifically around
Mhm.
people, it just feels weird to me. Like this like it's just me and you right now. Like it's pretty easy. But like if there's like a bunch of people that I don't know and I'm like talking super deep about stuff in my life. I was just like, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So like it was tough and like there were moments where like I was really, really vulnerable in my car in a parking lot. So like it's tough. It's definitely an uncomfortable situation. I'll say that. There were some moments where I was like, I'm getting real deep. I'm talking real specific. Like I'm reliving what's happening. And like it's something that's not easy to do, but once you do it, you definitely will hopefully feel better.
Yeah, man. For everybody listening, like I said, like don't fuck all those stigmas. Fuck what everybody else say. Get help. It's
Hmm.
very necessary, especially going into adulthood.
And that's why
Very
I can
much.
write some banger songs now because I can understand what's going on with me.
Yeah, man.
I will say, like during therapy, that's when I was starting to write my first song, and like,
oh shit.
yeah, yeah, it was easier for me to like conjure up what I was feeling in a certain time. So like, I was able to think of words, and now it's a little easier just because I mean, words are hard, but you know, the idea and like certain emotions I can project onto a song. But like, it definitely helped me with creativity wise. I'm telling you,
Wow.
when you feel sad, you can
See,
write a freaking
see
banger
what
song.
therapy led to. Now you on stage, man. And you know what I'm saying? Now you on stage writing songs, making music. Like shit, bro. It opened another door for you, honestly. It opened up a door. Like, don't limit. I can't limit myself now.
Mhm.
I can't because like I know what's capable. I know what I'm capable of. Like, like I said, always when I look back and I read those things or when I think about how far I came, it it allows me to remind myself to be like, everything is possible. What I thought wasn't like what I couldn't grasp, what wasn't possible and what seemed so impossible became very possible for me,
Mhm.
man.
That was a big thing. Like not maybe writing song was a big thing. That was really hard. Just like sitting down and like thinking of how to put word into a song. But
Yeah.
just recording, like trying to like record and make an idea come to like fruition. I like back then I would hit so many walls. I got this really good idea and like it would get to a certain level and then like boom, I'm stuck. Now that's just an idea. I can't finish it.
Mm,
Um, so now it's just to the point where like even if I have a small idea, I make sure it gets to a certain level where the next time I'm at it, I can finish it. I can make it something that's actually worthy of showing or performing or stuff like that. It's
yeah.
just that first step. That first step is always
That first
hard.
step. That first step is always hard. It kind of reminds me when I went down the Rick Rubin rabbit hole for a while. I don't know if you know who Rick Rubin.
Oh, yeah, I know Rick Rubin.
Yeah, man, that philosophy.
That dude's
Look,
crazy.
one thing
Ooh.
that stood out to me when you, as soon as you said like writer's block or whatever block it is,
Yeah.
and when I was trying to find outlets, he was like, "Yeah, I was recording a song with someone and they knew exactly how it sounded, but it wasn't sounding the way they wanted to, even though it sounded like it, but it didn't to their ear." So he said, "You know
Hmm.
what? I'm gonna put these monkey bars in the studio, and I want you to get on these monkey bars, hang from it upside down, and sing the song upside down." And when they did, it finally came out exactly right. So
Yeah.
you gotta be creative with this shit. Like every day, I feel like it's we're making creative choices. Like should I take a shit before I go to work or should I take a shit at work? Should I take this route to leave work so I can go home, hit the store, boom, bam? Or should I just put that off till tomorrow? Every day we're making creative choices. And that was a creative choice that you made to go to
Hmm.
therapy. That was a creative choice to start writing, which writing led to music and then even more creative choices. Every day, like Rick Rubin said, is we're just making creative choices every day.